And next exciting part of our program, we are publishing a book about AI, Confessions of an AI Brain. We have here authors, Elena Feldman and Paul Pettersson, and they are introduced by Chair of Nordic Innovation House, Director of Vinnova Silicon Valley, Inger Gustafsson. Please, you are welcome.
Well, thank you very much, Paula, and thank you every one of you who have turned up here today. I'm really excited, and I feel pre-pandemic. It's like so many people here. Anyhow, we also know that you really enjoy talking to each other, so we're going to be rather quick. I'm going to start by asking Paul and Elena a couple of questions, and then we're going to open up for the audience, so you can think about your questions already now. But Elena and Paul, you are very good friends and supporter of Nordic Innovation House, and we are so happy that you wanted to come here and talk about your book. And Paula, can we switch for the next? I can show the book here as well, but I wanted you to see it has gotten really, really nice reviews. And well, both of you work with AI on a daily basis, so I thought I'm going to ask you to introduce yourselves, saying how you work with AI, and also to say why did you choose to write this book?
Thank you so much, Inge. I'm head of AI at Ericsson globally. I'm based here in Palo Alto since a couple of years back, and I'm a computer scientist. You saw it in my LinkedIn profile. It says computer scientist. That's my kind of at heart. I've been working with AI for about 20 years in different roles, but currently that's my current role. Paul?
Yeah. I'm Paul Pettersson. I am Vice President of Research and Research Education at Mellon University in Sweden, living here in Palo Alto. So that's very exciting, I think. I'm a computer science professor since many years back, and now focusing on AI, precision medicine, and precision prediction of people developing type 1 diabetes at the moment. So that's what I'm doing. Why did we write the book?
So why did we write the book? So it's actually very simple why we got this urge to write a book about AI. It's not just a book about AI, because there are so many books about AI. We know that, but it's a popular science book about the AI. That's kind of the intention was to write in a fun and entertaining way that's kind of accessible to everyone in common public. If you work with AI if you're like been working it for many years, and when the hype hits, then it's kind of everyone starts wondering what is this thing about, and then we felt like we need to kind of explain it in a very simple terms. And then at the same time we felt like there are so many books that coming out there who paint the catastrophic impacts of AI, and we all need to be so afraid of AI. And that's kind of, it's almost watching these catastrophic movies on TV. They always collect a lot of views because somehow society wants to see the catastrophic ending. But then we felt like it's not so catastrophic. I think it's about understanding and kind of building the understanding in the organizations and society. And that's why we felt we need to write a happy book about AI. So it's a kind of positive angle to the whole thing.
Yeah, you said it all. Happy book about AI, positive, which is rare in itself, but also scientifically correct.
Well, thank you very much. So let's dive into the book. I don't know, maybe some of you have read it. If not, I really recommend you to do it. One of the things that I really enjoy with the book, it's written by Miranda, so it's written by the perspective of an AI. And my question is, can you elaborate a little bit why did you choose this approach?
Maybe I can start. Well, when you write an AI book, you're faced with a number of challenges. One of them being that the book is likely to be outdated when it's published. And the other challenge is that there are so many AI books. So we wanted to tell a story about basic techniques of AI So this being outdated, I think, is actually not that kind of a big problem. Many of the basic techniques are the same now as they have been for a couple of decades, actually. There's been a massive development, as we all know, but many of the basic techniques are still the same. The other part, I mean, we didn't really search for a niche, but unfortunately, or as you mentioned already, writing, positively about AI is sort of a unique niche. And then telling the story about how things works basically with AI, we thought it would be interesting to write first-person AI. We tried it and we thought it worked out nice.
And I can just add that I think what's fun with when you work with AI, AI is a set of technologies that's inspired by humans. It's inspired by humans and other kind of phenomena that are there in nature, like evolution. So since it's inspired by humans, it's a perfect fit for a kind of AI brain and her feelings, how it feels to be in the world of humans, how to be born, how to learn, how to train, not to become a criminal and so on, and how you can help in the society. Because, well, all these small brains, they're part of our society, right?
Okay, very nice. So the next question I think you already touched a bit upon, but you don't avoid the difficult tasks in your book. I mean, you talk about privacy, you talk about biased data sets, equality, equity, fairness, diversity, you touch on them. And as you say, you have a very optimistic view. And at the same time, we hear all those horror stories, and we see big brains asking for moratorium. And I can feel like I don't understand it. So for us who doesn't really understand this, who should we believe? And why should we share your optimistic view on AI and not to go home and be depressed?
So I can start answering this one. I think since Miranda is kind of, we put her like a human touch on her. And it's almost like, I think in the beginning of the book, we kind of called her our child, where we are her parents, kind of. And when you have a child, you need to make sure that your child learns and doesn't become the person who discriminates. You don't want your child to become a person who becomes a criminal. You want your child to be fair and all of these things. So I think it's very interesting parallel to how to train an AI algorithm, and how to put the guardrails, and how to say that in the long run, maybe you have a short win, like in the short run, but in the long run, you need to follow all these guardrails and adhere to like being a good citizen, and be able to explain your decisions and be able to be transparent and not to hide anything from us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there are so many angles on this question. Why we are positive? Why we have a positive view on AI? You mentioned that there are some researchers signing up behind the threat of AI. I would say that there are many magnitudes more of researchers working with AI on having a positive view on AI and trying to find good solutions in many application domains for AI at the moment. Then there are a couple of persons who have signed or researchers, who have signed up on the negative view. Also, history repeats itself over and over again. We had had the calculators, microcontrollers, microcomputers, mechanical, machines in factories. We had automation. All of these things came up, threatening the society in various ways. So some of them similar as how AI is explained today, threatening human jobs, threatening, making it easy for kids to cheat in school at exams. All these, those different arguments. It's the same with AI. Maybe the difference that I see is that some people seem to think that AI is sort of threatening human intelligence, and I think we're far from that at the moment. But the development is fast, but still very positive view if we can regulate this in a good way.
Well, thank you. And Elena, you said you looked upon the AI as someone that you have to help raise, and I don't know if we mentioned that you are married, and I also have I'm very happy to know your 3 kids, so I know that you are really good in raising good creatures. So I think that's very comforting. But then also thinking, I mean, well, you're still married, so I know it can't have been that bad to write it together. But can you say something about the process of actually writing a book together as a married couple?
Thank you, Ingrid. Do you want to start?
I can start. Elena and I wrote our first scientific paper together in 2002, and we have been publishing and writing things together for many times during these 21 years. So I think we're kind of used to that. It's not business as usual to write a book. It's not business as usual to write a popular scientific book, as this is. But we are used to that process. Writing a book is something much more extensive in the writing process than writing a scientific paper, which is often 10, 12, 15, 20 pages, whereas a book is, 200 pages. So then I think over time, you didn't mention, but there's a third co-author also, who we are not married to. Thanos, our colleague. I think during the process, both on the sort of the level of making the book happen and completing the book, and also chapter by chapter, we sort of took different terms. Or different roles, I should say. There's, someone is starting something off, someone else is completing it, a third person might be finishing it, and that I think happened with the book. It also happened in several chapters of the book. Your comments?
Yeah, so it's a creative project, I think. Where you have we got this idea. I mean, it took some time to write it, obviously. When you have this idea, you want to create a project, and as Paul said, you need to have all these clear competences part of it. The starter, the one who has a really in-depth AI knowledge, explaining all the concepts. The one who, ingests all the jokes, the one who makes the comic strips, and the one who is actually capable of finishing and polishing the whole thing. And I'm not the finisher, I'm not the polisher, I can say. So I love to initiate things. So we have our different roles, and I think it's very creative, but it's a project, and you need to have all the competences in place.
Thank you. That sounds like a very good process, and we know it makes a good result. I think we're going to take a look at the audience and see, is there anyone who would like to ask something about the book, or something about Paul and Elena, or something completely different? Take the chance, don't be shy. And say who you are, please.
Hi, my name is Sari Stenfors, and I'm a futurist. I would like to know, because I'm really interested in the future in 2092. What does AI look like in 2092?
I don't know.
I cannot answer that question either. I mean, what will engineering look like in such a long time into the future? What will any other field developing? Just imagining something, or I hope that we would have, for many decades already the regulation in place, so that humans and can make the most benefit out of AI and sort of become better humans in many ways. In the book we write about diversity, we write about sustainability, we write about how humans and AI can coexist. So those type of questions, I hope that we have sort of leveraged on and used as good as we possibly can in this long time, because we're really foreseeing a long time into the future. Elena?
So I'm thinking that it won't look and feel so different from today. It will probably look different from today, but the thing is, with any technology such as AI, we are pushing the frontier ahead all the time, and whatever is a commodity. So many of the things that today are like feel novel, it will be a commodity, but we are always pushing the frontiers of technology, computer science, engineering, security. And it's like with security. I mean, security as a computer science field has been there for many years. And still, there's a new cyber attacks, and there's a new virus being developed, and new antivirus being developed. So it's a constant process of developing something new. So I think whatever is feeling futuristic today will be a commodity, but there will be new things that will feel what we call AI. And what we call AI today, we just say like that's business as usual.
Sorry. I want to add one more time. Because one of my favorite definitions of AI is the moving frontier AI. Sort of AI is the problems that we are currently working with and trying to figure out how to use with some machine intelligence. Those that we have already solved are not really AI anymore. So I suppose that will still be the case when we reach that year that you're referring to.
Okay, we have 2 more questions, and here first.
Hello, my name is Elliot, Stanford AI PhD student. So right now, what do you think, and in the coming 2-3 years, what's like the most positive impact AI is having on society?
The most positive effects, I can answer from the perspective of my field, which is telecoms. The most positive impact is better quality, better performance of whatever cyber physical systems that is underneath, that is controlling. So if you feel like if you think of a telecom system, then I normally say you only think of it when it doesn't work. Then you kind of, oh wow, it doesn't work, there is some problem with the telecom system. And it's the same, I mean, AI is there to compensate for this imperfection, so you don't think about it, it's just smooth. So smooth quality of experience, I think that's the biggest part. And then of course use cases that we talk about in the book, the fairness, diversity, inclusion, CO2 emissions, super important, but what we will notice is the performance, because the performance is a very big business driver.
I don't think I have anything to add, except that, I mean, in general terms, all the optimizations being possible because of AI. And in the fields that you mentioned, sustainability or maybe even diversity, I mean, people make things more fair. Those I hope will be solved, then we will just have to wait and see.
Okay, so we're going for the last question here.
Hi there, Max Lutherland. Just a quick comment is that I don't think we have anything to fear from AI. We use it even if you go for Uber and it tells us to go across the street, that's an algorithm. So I think the progression of AI is going to be tremendous, medicine, whatever. So the only fear we have is regulations or non-regulations on AI. So either government stepping in or the industry is not going to self-regulate. Somebody's going to have to regulate a little bit.
Maybe we can give different answers to that. I mean, I was touching upon that previously. Regulation can be an enabler, but it can also be a problem. I just hope that we humans, the politicians, will deal with the regulations in a good way, because some of it is really needed also to enable AI in various fields. So that's my hope.
Yeah, so just to reinforce what you was saying, regulations about opening and use of the data, very good. Regulations that are hindering innovation, really bad. So, and then I can also, now that we are at Nordic Innovation House, I can speak on behalf of a Swedish company, Ericsson, is that regulation is kind of our friend, because many customers would just still wouldn't buy products that haven't been thoroughly tested and verified and certified when it comes to certain EU regulations that we have.
Thank you very much. Paul and Elena, do you have the feeling you have been able to say what you wanted to say this evening? Or do you want to add something?
Well, I don't want to add anything right now, but I think we both are very happy to discuss more about AI or to discuss about the book. and we'll be here during the rest of the evening, so please.
And I want to say thank you very much for the audience. This great book, you can catch Paul and Elena because they are selling it tonight, so you can get a signed copy. And yeah, by that, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.